Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is an absolutely beautiful but chilly Sunday here in Nova Scotia today. So we're on the Homestead. We have a bunch of running around and transporting equipment and trailers and stuff today. We've got the 8-ton right here, as I'll show you guys in a second. It is completely like murdered in mud and grit that I need to get cleaned off. So we got the 550 hooked up to the enclosed trailer. So I did haul that from my house down to the Homestead here already. I just got here, left there. There is nothing like towing with a dually. Man, oh man, oh man. Now, you know, the trailer right now does have some material inside of it. We're probably 3,500 to 4,000 pounds total weight, which is nothing. I get it. But man, you know, people tell you all the time, I didn't even know that thing was behind me. I didn't know that trailer was back there at all. With you know, my 19 and my 350 single rear wheel, power wise you don't really notice it back there. You notice it fuel mileage because you're towing a blimp basically, but you do notice it back there, there's no doubt about it. But with that, I mean, honestly, the only difference that it did make is that it handles a little better. Like, the ride's not quite as rough because the suspension in this thing is rough. But I got like, I think 8 mpg coming down here. So of course I've got my buddies, my travel companions here with me as well. Wendell, Tony. So 7.9 mpg. So we hauled this trailer in. So for this load, I need to take the 8-ton. So the gooseneck trailer is way the heck down in the field. Way down there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up to that, load on the 8-ton, clean the tracks off and everything, because man, it is filthy. It is filthy. I have so much work left here to do with this machine, but I need it on a job to build a breakwater along the ocean and to just finish off a land clearing job that I started a while ago. So I got to clean the tracks off of this thing, clean everything off, get this loaded on, chain down to the trailer, and get out of here. But here is the garage pad to this point. I need to get this ready because we're pouring cement at some point in time next week. So I need to get it ready, but the 8-ton's gonna be gone. It's going on that job, then it's going on another job where we mulched next to his car dealership. They're expanding their parking area, and then now we've got to do all the grubbing and level the lot for them. So, and the 8-ton's gonna be gone. So I got to bring the 4-ton in. So here's the garage pad so far. It's pretty level. I got the transit set up. We were like a 5-foot grade difference from there down to here, which I'll show you because we're actually still a little bit lower right here than where we are up there. And this is how much I had to build this up on this side. So yeah, that's about 4 feet, 4.5 feet right there. And we still got to come up some. You can see it's a bit higher right here. But anyway, we're gonna finish this off with gravel, actually square out our corners so we know where the slab's going, and then pour the slab and then backfill around it. You know, this will be, when this is said and done, this will actually be our highest point right here once you get the gravel, the slab in, and then up here will be close to it, but I'm gonna taper it so that it comes down. Any water will go down off the bank here. And then we'll have a beautiful view actually when it's all said and done of the lake, because we're going to thin out the trees here, so you'll be in the garage, nice view of the lake. But so the other projects I have here to do, I need to do my new water line and my new electrical line from the basement to the well. We're going to build an Arctic entry, so I need to get the steps removed, and we're going to do underground power to the garage. So we'll run underground power from the transformer, which is down there, all the way up through to here. So the 8-ton would be the ideal machine for that, but I needed to make money for me. So the 8-ton's gonna be coming out, the 4-ton's gonna be coming in. So for this, the 550 brought in this trailer, taking out the 8-ton. And then once I get home, I'm gonna get my 350. I'm gonna hook onto the 4-ton, bring that down here, drop it off, and then take this trailer out, my Big Tex 14-foot dump trailer, because that has to go on a job tomorrow. We have a roofing job, so we need this trailer for, you know, all the old shingles and sheathing that come off. So we got some things happening. Busy day. So let's get the tracks off. I mean, cleaned off. They're filthy. Get the thing loaded on the trailer, and let's see how much difference it gets. You know, an 8 mpg coming down here with 4,000 pounds versus how much mpg will we get going out with like 31,000 pounds. Okay, guys, man, never get tired of being able to see the lake now. So we are all loaded up, tracks are cleaned off, and we are ready to rock and roll. Didn't do too bad, you know. Got here, dropped that trailer off, cleaned the tracks off, got a chain down within probably 45 minutes, I'd say. We're ready to go. One thing I sort of messed up a little bit. I was looking at these track marks, and I was thinking that this is where the blade marks started. So you can see where the blade marks are. I think this is from the other day. So I do have it back a bit more than what I typically do. About 6 inches. You can see when you come to the back, you can see that the back is overhanging the ramp by about 6 inches. So that might make it a bit bouncy going down the road. But I mean, typically what you want to do is you want to have your weight, you know, most of your weight just above the front axle, which, you know, we've got the blade back here, I mean the boom back here, so that helps, you know, this end, giving some weights to the tail. And then we've got quite a bit of tongue weight here because we've got the machine, the engine, and the blade and everything on this side of it. So I think it should be okay, but I do find that if I do stick it to the back a bit more, it does make it a bit bouncy. But this should be okay, I think. I'm not going to change it, that's for sure. It's definitely not going to be swaying. That's the main thing. As long as it's not swaying, I can live with it. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but anyway, so we're gonna head down the highway, take this back, drop this off, and then go get the 4-ton, and then come back and get this. Just a long day of trucking. All right, now we're getting ready to merge on the highway here, or pull on the highway, I should say. It's not merging. And we'll get up to speed, see how this thing does, heading back. Now I'm not going to kick this thing right in the guts, but I'll give it a fair amount. My foot is not to the floor, and I mean we're accelerating pretty decent here. We're at like 82% throttle, or load 80, 77, 70, we're down to 70. So this is actual speed through here right now. We're in 5th gear. And now we're in 6th. And away we go. So in this truck, I do have the Derringer, and it's on level 5. So that should give us an extra 50 horsepower, an extra 100 foot-pounds of torque. And I also have the S&B intake system with which on these 17s and 19s actually, you know, theoretically should make a fair amount of difference, considering for some reason Ford decided to put the battery box in front of the air intake. So in order for the air to come in to get to the intake manifold, it had to come in by the grill, go down underneath the battery, and then up into the air box. With the S&B intake kit, it relocates the air intake back in front of the battery, so it moves the battery back where it should be, where it is in the 2020s. So, you know, it definitely helps my mileage. Oh, I will reset my mileage. So it definitely helped my mileage by like 2 mpg, especially towing. And, you know, it should add a bit more power because we're getting a lot more air to the engine a lot quicker. But let's bring this up to 65 miles per hour. That's where we're gonna set it at. We're on flat ground right now, so it has absolutely no problems holding its speed in 6th gear and, you know, not losing speed. So I'll keep an eye on my EGTs and my trans temp and coolant temp and engine oil temp. So, you know, I like to have the Derringer, the data monitor to monitor all that stuff. But I've never had any problems with this truck, you know, whatsoever. Any of my Powerstrokes, to be honest, overheating or just overworking them, and I work them. I mean, we got 31,000 pounds behind us, so it will be interesting to see how much lower the MPG is on this truck. I mean, on this truck hauling 31,000 pounds compared to 4,000 pounds, let's say, at a high. The 4,000 pounds would be the high end of what I hauled coming down here with that enclosed trailer. So 27,000 pounds in the difference. Right now, I mean, it's very early, but we're at 5.5 MPG, and we average 7.9 coming down here. All right, so we've been clipping along here so far for 20 miles. We're averaging 6.3 MPG. Truck's doing great. There is a little more weight to the rear than what I want, but it's not bad at all. So there are 21-ton machines with power packs, Dennis CMAF power packs. Those things do some serious serious damage alongside the highways here and make very, very, very quick work. But our temperatures are all good. We're just above 200 on the oil temp, the trans temp, and the coolant temp is 198. Our EGTs haven't got any hotter than 820. Pulling up some pretty decent grades. So we're at 6.2. That's probably this section and the next, I don't know, maybe 10 miles will be the easiest section of the highway. And then we get into up, down, up, down, up, down, pulling big hills, long hills, steep grades. And the big one is the Ingramsport hill there. But right now it's all coned off and you can't do more than 80 kilometers an hour up that hill. So that will actually help, because when I hit that hill, typically I am between 70 and 80 kilometers an hour. So it can't pull the hill anyway at top speed. So today really won't affect me much as far as that goes. But, you know, this thing is such a joy to drive and tow with this truck. It's so friggin' stable. Like, I can tow 31,000 pounds in this truck, and it handles it better than towing 15,000 pounds in any of my single rear wheel trucks. Towing with a dually is an absolute joy, and of course having the tandem axles back there on the trailer helps a lot too. So there, like I said, there is a little more weight to the back than what I typically have. I can feel it tugging at the leash just a tiny little bit, but it's still extremely, extremely comfortable. I can drive down the road, you know, no problems whatsoever. All right, guys, so here we are. We're going down a steep grade. Just dropped to 5th. We are picking up a little bit of speed, which I don't mind, to be honest, because we have a big hill coming up here right now. Now, if I was in a different area, you know, where there's lots of vehicles and stuff going on, I would be on the brake a little bit to help slow us down. But so we're in 5th gear. We dropped to 5th. We only picked up probably maybe 2 miles per hour there. Now we do have a big hill coming up here, or, you know, not a huge hill, but a decent grade. So the truck is thinking slow down, and now it's gonna be thinking, okay, let's get up to speed. We're losing here, we're losing. So let's see what it does. It's definitely gonna drop to 5th. Probably go down to about 90 clicks, I'd say. So here we are, we're losing speed, and to 5th, we're at about 92 kilometers an hour. Yep. Getting to the top of the grade here. Now that's a small hill. We do have some big hills. There's a big one coming there, but I wanted to show you guys going down a steep hill and then, you know, coming back up. Now we're up in the 6th, and away we go. So we're at 6 MPG right now, so we're starting to lose a little MPG because we're in these hills. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's gonna start hurting our mileage quite a bit. But okay, we made her back. So 5.9 MPG, 53.5 miles. So we've got the 4-ton sitting there, the 8-ton sitting there. We've got to transport over these dog blankets, the dogs, get the 2020, which is up there, ready to roll, and head on back over with half the size machine and less than half the load, but a lot more power. All right, so we're all loaded up, ready to go with the 4-ton. So this is the 2020 F350 Platinum. So I have done a few things to this. So first thing we did was the SPE cold side intercooler pipe, and then we did the SPE hot side intercooler pipe. There's a promo code WorkPlay TV10 for the hot side pipe on their website. And then recently we just did the S&B air intake. We just did this about a week ago. This will be my first time towing this load with this installed. And when I first installed it, yeah, you know what, it sounds a heck of a lot better. I wasn't sure about what performance would be like, but I can tell you that it does seem like it pulls stronger. It absolutely does. It seems like it has more torque, more pull, and it seems like it does, you know, accelerate quicker. You know, less dead pedal, I guess you could say. So first time towing with it, we're gonna see how it works out. MPG wise, I don't really think it's gonna make a whole lot of difference, but at least in the 2020s, you see how that was in front. That was easy. That was an easy install because they had the airbox in front to begin with. In the 17 and then in my 19, not the case. Battery was in front, airbox in back. Makes no sense whatsoever. So we've got 37-inch tires on this, 37 1250 20s. We've got the we got Firestone airbags and an Airlift Wireless 1 compressor, which is on board. We do have airbags on this truck as well. These are Firestone, definitely heavier duty, and the compressor on this truck is inside the cab as well. It's the way I do things. And we've got the Tremor air dam on the front for the new guys. Tremor air dam, so the truck's not really geared up for towing as far as getting great MPG and all that goes with 37s and all that, but with the airbags, it makes it sweet, makes it great. I do need to get the caster shims installed, but other than that, we're ready to go. So I'm kind of excited to see how this thing performs with the S&B intake installed. And of course, we have the Banks pedal monster, which is down right there. So the pedal monster combined with the airbags and now with the intake makes this thing awesome to tow with. Nice. That's my first time hearing the engine brake with the intake installed. Sounds good. Sounds really good. I wish it had a bit more power to it, but sounds good. Just the idle sounds so much better. Yeah, I really notice it now, and the more that I drive this truck, the better sound I'm getting out of it. Nice, buddy, just cut that guy off. But we're gonna merge on the highway here. It's busy traffic time up here right now. We're gonna kick this thing in the guts here a little bit, if we can. If people are in front of us, speed up and see what she can do. Climbing up a hill, accelerating. Let's go. Not too shabby, climbing a hill with 14 to 15,000 pounds behind us. Not bad, not bad. All right, so with this truck, when I'm hauling this load, I know that it's just better off if I'm gonna be in the terrain that I live in, that I drop it down to limit it to 9 gears. So the highways that we have here are up and down, up and down, up and down, and 10th gear, you know, it just, with the 37s and 15,000 pounds back there, just can't pull the hills. So I drop it to 9th, and then when there's steep hills, like I know like this one coming up, I'll drop it to 8th before I hit the hill, and then I know that I'm gonna be able to make the hill no problem with losing no speed whatsoever in 8th. So I didn't get to do that on this time because I'm passing somebody. So I'm in 7th right now. So 7th is the 1-to-1, and it loads of power. But if I didn't have to pass that person and be going, you know, 15 kilometers slower than what I wanted to, I could have passed no problem in 8th gear. 8th gear would have pulled me up this hill without losing any speed whatsoever. And keep in mind, 8th gear is technically an overdrive gear. So I'm in 8th right now, 2,000 RPM, and I'm gonna speed up to pass this guy because this guy's been going slow and then fast and then slow and then fast. Okay, so now we've got clear sailing highway in front of me. I gotta set my cruise back to where it's at, 9th gear, and just sit back and enjoy the rest of the drive. All right, guys, well, here we are, back at the Homestead. Out with the big, in with the small. So now what we have left to do is I'm gonna take this up. Actually, I might park this right here. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna park this right here so it's out of the way, because we do have some stuff going on up here. So we'll keep it, you know, not in anyone's way of slowing them down. And then we're gonna hook on to the big techs. We're gonna get out of here. I gotta grab some stuff from the house, and we're gonna get out of here, and that's gonna end my day, my trucking day. 10-4, 10-4. So yeah, I mean, this thing pulls so hard, man. This thing pulls so hard. Sounds so much better with the intake on there. The exhaust brake, engine brake sounds so good, so good. All right, we're all hooked up to the big techs, and we're on the final leg of our trucking day today. The dogs haven't had a whole lot of chance to get out and run around, so I'm gonna let them out. We'll take them down to the lake. Come on. Get a drink of water. And then it's time to truck her on back and unload the trailer, unload the stuff that I have in the back of the truck. And that's all she wrote for this day. Sunday fun day. Got some serious cleanup in here to do. Get a nice path down to the lake and get a spot cleared out down here. Get a dock in next year. Come on, Tony. Let's go get a drink. That's it, buddy. Beautiful day on the water. You can't even really see the shoreline because the trees have just taken over. This whole shoreline needs to be cleaned up, but it's going to be one step at a time, that's for sure. You don't even really get, you know, the view of the shoreline all the way out to the point because it's just trees overhanging everywhere. But you gotta love this water. Just can't wait to be here, guys, living here. It's been, you know, 5 months. It's been a lot of work so far, trying to balance. Tony, get a drink. Trying to balance, you know, work, home life, and getting this place over here ready. You know, nothing ever happens as fast as you want to, but we would absolutely love to be over here by the new year, by 2021. Start 2021 off fresh. We'll have to wait and see how it all goes down. Alright, guys, so we made it back. We're in the garage. It's getting pretty late in the day. Got home, had some things we had to do, which we didn't plan to do with the young fella. Had to take him to the children's hospital. He's got something going on in his mouth, but anyway, they just referred us to a specialist for tomorrow morning, so head back out and take care of that. But for the trucks, guys, you know, it was a long day, you know, moving stuff, unloading, loading, unloading, loading, but it helps to have, you know, nice new equipment to work with. The 550 is just a beast. Like, that thing is a beast. It just keeps going and keeps pulling and keeps pulling and keeps pulling, but it is lacking some power, so we might have to take care of that. I'd be working with Dan and SPE on getting some more power thrown at that thing. I'd love to get a platinum seat put into it, and then maybe even a leather wrapped steering wheel put into it, just to give it some more comfort. And that thing, honestly, I think it's going to keep holding up. I really do. I don't see why it wouldn't. And then the 2020, that thing is just rocket. Like, that thing has so much power. And the the S&B intake did seem to make a difference, to be honest. I find if I want to have some fun and play around, I can break the tires loose pretty easy now. So it seems like the throttle response is there, even more so than it was before. So with the intake and with the Banks pedal monster, man, that thing is fun. Even with 37s, like that thing has so much power, it's unbelievable. But for now, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Another sort of day in the life type of thing. But yeah, so until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.